Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Donald Clark. I'm one of the acupuncturists here at CNY Healing Arts, CNY Fertility. How is everybody today? Well, it's still winter here in upstate New York, and we haven't had a ton of snow, but since the last time I talked and saw you guys to currently, we've had a little bit, and we're going to get some more tonight, actually. So today we're going to talk a little bit about acupuncture. What is acupuncture? And I just wanted to kind of give you a little brief history of it and the types and the styles of it. And, and I hope it kind of gives you all insight. For those that have seen some of my videos in the past, you've seen me and heard me talk about acupuncture quite a bit. And, but for some of those people that are new, this might be a little helpful for you in understanding what it is that we do in Chinese medicine and in acupuncture specifically. Chinese medicine is it's like a whole different set of modalities within one system, and that's the Chinese medical system. And acupuncture is just one modality in there. There's other things that we do, but today we're just going to focus on acupuncture and what acupuncture is. So, acupuncture right out of the gate is the insertion of a very fine needle into the body, into specific areas of the body to do specific things for the body. There's over 300 acupuncture points in the body and 14 different meridians. And we'll talk a little bit about what is a meridian and what is an acupuncture point. But what's the history of acupuncture? Well, no one really knows for sure. It's as old as the earth. It really, truly is. And some of the, what I call modern acupuncture dates back some 3,000 years ago. And it wasn't, until, later on that the Chinese really developed it into a Chinese medical system. But acupuncture in itself has been around for quite some time. And, and I often like to talk about some of the oldest artifacts pertaining to acupuncture are very, very old. And, for instance, they have found a mummified man in the Swiss Alps who was an acupuncturist. He had acupuncture tattoos and points along the meridians of the acupuncture, the meridian tattoos and specific points. And he had a kit, an acupuncture kit that he had with him with very, very fine shaved needles made out of bones, fish bones usually. So, acupuncture is very old. And, it's no one really truly knows. I think it's a medicine of the earth, really. That's how old it is. And some of the oldest needle, today we use a stainless steel needle that's coated with silicone and it's super duper sharp. You don't feel it really. And everything's disposable, nothing's reused. But getting back to the history of acupuncture, it's quite old. And, it wasn't until the 1800s where it was first started to practice here in the United States. And it wasn't until the early 70s until really acupuncture was recognized by mainstream. And that's when it really kicked off. And that's when you started to hear more and more about acupuncture. And, both the National Institutes of Health and the World Health Organization all advocate for the use of acupuncture for many different conditions. And so in that short period of time, there's been a lot of research and a lot of validating for acupuncture and Chinese medicine. So, acupuncture, it's been around a long time. No one really knows where it came from. It's as old as the earth itself. It was developed into a medical system in China, hence Chinese acupuncture. But I truly don't believe it's solely originated from China. I think it comes from Asia, but no one really knows exactly where it's from. Let's see. So, in the whole idea of acupuncture is to insert needles into the body, into specific areas, and those areas are called acupuncture points. And to kind of give you an idea, like I said, there's over 300 acupuncture points on the body, but in order to have an acupuncture point, you have to have a meridian. And a meridian is a line where the energy flows up and down in the body. And along that meridian, there's acupuncture points. So the best way to kind of describe it is imagine a stream or a river. And in that river, there's areas where the water will pool, and that's a pool of water, right? And then it continues downstream. And that's very similar in the idea of acupuncture too. So we have a river of chi, our body's energy, in our body. So we have a river, we have many rivers. And in those rivers, there's areas where the energy pools, where the chi pools. That's called an acupuncture point. And you can create different combinations in an acupuncture treatment protocol to treat specific conditions in the body. And you do that by inserting needles or, acupressure with, your hands and your fingers into that point or on that point to stimulate that chi in the body. And what you can do is you can direct it at that point to specific organ systems or to specific areas where there's problems in the body. And it seems magical and mystical, but from a perspective, my perspective, it's very, very, very simple, very basic, and there's not a lot of guesswork in it. We talk about chi and energy. Chi is the body's energy that we are able to make when we eat food and breathe air. So we take in the air, life force from the air, and we eat food. And that's what gives us our chi, our energy. And so, you want to have lots of healthy, strong chi. And some areas of the body have it stronger than others. Some of it, some areas of the body, you have too much, so you need to take it away. And that's where acupuncture comes in. We're able to take some away or move it to an area that we need it to move to. And it's all through acupuncture points and through acupuncture itself. Again, it's a very fine needle, very thin needle, they're all disposable. Now, there's certain types of acupuncture. It's not just one acupuncture, not one type of acupuncture. But acupuncture, like I said, acupuncture comes from all over the world. You have traditional Chinese style acupuncture. You have Korean. You have Japanese. You have Indian. And you have Western style. Western style being more Western nations or Western countries that over the years have been teaching students or teaching people, how to practice acupuncture. Western style generally tends to be a combination of all the different acupuncture styles or techniques in the world. And then usually the individual acupuncturist determines what style best fits them. And, here at CNY Healing Arts, CNY Fertility, we practice several different types of acupuncture, and it's not just one style. So if you prefer, Japanese style, we do that. If you prefer just traditional Chinese style, we do that. And so we have different styles here. So again, there's lots of different styles. Again, it goes back to acupuncture being a global medicine on Earth, Earth medicine, really. Now, when you get acupuncture, a lot of people ask, the first thing that they ask, does it hurt? And, it depends. It depends on a few things. It depends on where you're doing the acupuncture. It depends on why you're doing the acupuncture. And it depends on possibly what kind of needles you're using to do the acupuncture. Most of the people I treat for acupuncture, I would say 85% fall asleep. And that is because two reasons. One is, I think they're usually a little, worried that it's going to hurt. And so then they realize it doesn't hurt. And so they come down. But also we're relaxing them into such a deep state of relaxation. And the only way, and this is, I've tried to describe how acupuncture feels. And the best way that I can sum it up is by saying that it's a very heavy, earthy, very deep relaxation, very deep. There's different kinds of relaxations that we all have, right? There's laying down, relaxing, there's, reading a book, relaxing, there's massage, relaxation, and all those are very deep. But acupuncture is super deep. It's super heavy, and it's very earthy. It's a relaxation that you don't normally feel, and it's truly unique to acupuncture. One of the side effects to an acupuncture treatment is better sleep, right? You could be coming in for, elbow pain or back pain. And while you're treating that, you're going to such a deep state of relaxation that it carries over into the evenings. So most people tell me they've slept better than they have in years after acupuncture, usually after their first couple, you know. And so acupuncture is really a phenomenal treatment for insomnia. So if people are having difficulties sleeping, it'll help out quite immense. And so, acupuncture is the art of sorry, cheat sheet. The It's the art of inserting needles in the body, right? And most of a lot of common treatments that we do are for pain, right? Back pain or jaw pain, TMJ or jaw pain, or stress and anxiety. But because I'm here at CMY Fertility, we do so much fertility work. And acupuncture is so good with helping build lining, building follicles. The whole idea is to oxygenate blood, get it moving, try to get areas super oxygenated, lots of blood. And when you do that, when you can get that river, that chi, that energy moving, you get the benefits are amazing. You get better follicular development, you get better lining, menses come into harmony. There's lots of advantages to it. And it's really non-invasive. It's, like I said, it's several very fine needles, and it's, like I said, most people fall asleep, and that's a win-win, in my book. We do it here. We have several great acupuncturists on staff, and all of us have different techniques. So you can find which technique is best for you. And treatment plans vary on what is going on, whether you are coming in for something acute, something that you've only had for 2 to 3 weeks, or something that's chronic, something that you've had for 6 months to a year or 2 years, But at the end of the day, you are the captain of your own ship. So if you're not, if you don't like acupuncture, or you can't find the time to come in, it's up to you. We're not going to say do this, do that. It's not for us to judge or determine, what you're going to do. That you are in control of it. We're the tool. You're asking us to help you on your journey, and that's exactly what we're going to do. You're hiring us. Let's see. So, pain. We treat a lot of pain. We treat a lot of fertility, right? We do a lot of family planning here. But, you can also do acupuncture to stay healthy. A lot of people forget that investing a little bit in your health goes a long ways down the road. A lot of us, I'm also to blame at times, we don't seek treatment until there's a problem, right? It's like, oh, my back hurts, or oh, I'm really fatigued. But the ultimate goal in preventative medicine is to prevent yourself from getting to that point in the first place. So if you can treat yourself or maintain your health, that's to everyone's benefit. I have some patients that come in 4 times a year, and that's for every season change. And that helps them adjust and move into the next season that much easier. And so, doing it, maintaining yourself, it's so valuable. Another thing that we can do acupuncture for is is it is general wellness, but it's to help us perceive the world around us a little bit better. And the idea is to open up our senses as much as possible so that we're fully conscious and fully aware. I'm sure we've all felt this. We wake up in the morning, we're kind of bumping through the world, through life until we get coffee, and then it's coffee, and then we kind of slowly wake up, and then we're finally hitting our stride, earlier in the morning, but not initially. And you know, you can kind of say that about life too. There's times in your life when you're just kind of like autopilot, boom, you're just cruising around like, oh, I just drove to work. I have no idea how I drove to work. That happens. But Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and specifically, there's point protocols that can help open up our senses, open up our awareness so that we're 100% conscious and present. So it's not just pain, it's not just well-being, it's awareness too. And so it's pretty critical. A lot of people don't know that you can do those. You can treat your senses. And that's very basic in nature, but so powerful in practical measures. I see there's a question here, and I apologize. I'm going to have to put my glasses on to read this. Hello. Thank you for your question. Every acupuncturist is going to treat you as they see fit and to their comfort level. We do a lot of abdominal acupuncture. We essentially do acupuncture all over the body, minus some of the very private areas. But essentially, we're treating the body with different needles. Now, you can treat the same condition with different point locations. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the abdomen. But it's okay to treat the abdomen. Now, what I would say is, from an acupuncturist perspective, there isn't a single case that I'm aware of where acupuncture has caused harm to a pregnancy. It's like a myth or a legend. Acupuncture is strong, but it's also very gentle. And if you are a trained acupuncturist and you're a licensed acupuncturist and you've gone through all the education, you know what you're doing. And if you don't feel comfortable treating somebody who is pregnant or in cycle in the abdomen, then that's fine. That poses the question: are you comfortable with it, and do you trust the fact that they can treat your condition with other points? So it's kind of a personal question. And yes, you can treat that condition with other points, but then you have to ask yourself, are you okay with that? So that's a personal question. We do treat the abdomen. You can work with the abdomen. Obviously, as you go through your second and third trimester, you need to be gentle, right? You need to be careful, but it can be done. And I hope I'm answering your question. And yeah, I hope I'm answering your question. So acupuncture is very safe, minus like the initial, insert. There's really not a lot of, if you're doing it correctly, there's not a lot of risk involved. Okay, there's lots of places on the body you cannot needle, but most of the body you can insert needles, and the needles aren't very long. Some of the needles are a half an inch, some of them are an inch. We have needles up to 5 inches long, or even longer, and those are for very big parts of the body, like the hips or the glutes, where you need a longer needle. You're not going to put a long needle in the hand, right? So we have needles for specific points in the body. I just want to look at my cheat sheets here real quick. Yeah. So again, thank you. Pardon me. Treatment plans vary. It's It depends on what you're coming in for, or what concerns you may have. When it comes to fertility, we'd like to start treating, if you're getting ready for a cycle, we would like to start treating you a couple months ahead of time, just to try to get you regular, try to get you pregnant on your own, first of all, if that's a possibility, and a lot of the times it is. And to treat, if your partner is going to um, provide a sperm sample, we'd like to, make sure they're as healthy as possible too. And the idea is to get everyone as healthy and balanced as possible. And then if you can't conceive naturally and you're going to do an IVF cycle, we like to get you in to show you what it's all about, and see how it is. And then, the real work starts when you start to cycle and get ready for your retrieval. Let's see. Thank you. I'm going to just put these back on. Well, I mean, if your acupuncturist is choosing not to needle your abdomen, he may have or he or she may have a very good reason. Ask them. Ask them, as to why exactly they don't want to needle your abdomen anymore. And it's like I said, there's lots of techniques and there's lots of styles in acupuncture and acupuncturists. So he may have a good reason for it. He may have clinical experience himself that shows that if he uses a different point location, he gets better results. And just talk to him, and he can talk to me. And if he has questions or she has questions, they can contact me, and I'll talk to them. And I hope that helps. I hope this is a good general overview of acupuncture, and it's very basic. It's very non-invasive. I would say it's relatively pain-free, and it's not horribly expensive. You can ideally you can afford a few visits and see what it's all about, and get great benefits from it. So I'm available Wednesdays if you want to set up a consultation. You can pick my brain, and we can get into it a little bit deeper. And I'd love to chat with you. Or you can just look for me here and then hop on and ask some questions. I hope everyone's well. Have a good weekend. We got a big storm bearing down on us in the Northeast. So everybody get home safe, and let's bring on spring. I see. So, thank you. We're located in Syracuse, New York, but we have offices throughout the country essentially. So where are you located? That's a good question. I might be able to locate. I might be able to direct you someplace that could give you a little bit more information about acupuncture, Chinese medicine. We have offices You're in Brooklyn, okay. I don't think we have an office in the city. We're in upstate. We're in Syracuse. I think our closest office would be our Latham office in Albany, New York, and that's a bit of a train ride, but it is a train ride, and you might be able to come up there, and you could call those folks there too. There's lots of great acupuncturists. There's lots of great fertility acupuncturists in New York, in Brooklyn, and in Manhattan, and the boroughs there. And you search it out. What you can do is, I know there's, I can't recall off the top of my head the IVF centers in the city. But what you could do is you could call the IVF centers there and ask for a referral if you're considering changing acupuncturists. And they will have a referral for you for an acupuncturist who's fully understanding of all IVF. And that might be the easiest thing for you instead of taking a day trip upstate. Take care, everybody. I hope I've helped answer some of the basic questions. And if you are in need of anything else, just like I said, you can hop on Fridays here, or you can schedule a consultation with me on Wednesdays, and we can get into it a little deeper. And Selma, I think it's Selma. I apologize. Selma. Hi, Selma. I hope that helps you. And, don't be afraid to call or don't be afraid to set up a consultation. All right, you guys, take care and stay warm. Thank you.